Welcome to Super Comedy Bros podcast.
Episode 3.
Yes, sir. Okay, so start things off. Last week we obviously saw the teaser of the Han Solo. Now we have the full trailer, which is all right. Nothing to write home about.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It made me want to see Han Solo more. At the same time, it didn't make me want to see Han Solo more. It's weird.
Yeah.
There's very specific shots in the trailer. There's one where you see him like unbuckling his holster, and it actually, I saw someone on the internet posted it out. It's framed the same way Indiana Jones is when the guy's got the swords and he's flipping them and Indy shoots him. So I don't know if they're going to pay homage to that, but whoever he's facing off against, like Bounty Hunter or whatever, looks like a tribal Boba Fett. That guy's cool. And like I saw that and immediately I was like 8 and I'm like, oh my gosh, Star Wars. But then other shots of the trailer, I thought, okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, they'll get instant cred if this dude is every bit as cool. Like, he looks super cool and awesome, and then Han just, like, smokes him.
Oh, yeah.
Just like that, without a second. Then full credibility back, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I will say this, though.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't on board. We watched the trailer with the Star Wars Connect Han Solo song.
Yeah, someone
back
on YouTube,
on board.
Yeah, someone on YouTube did that, and it fits perfectly, and yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, it's kind of how I imagined the trailer being before we saw the trailer, and it was all super serious, because this whole thing kind of seems like a joke.
Yeah.
But, I don't... Like I said, it's weird. I'll be there day one, and you'll hear our review of it, just... I think we've spent too much time on Han Solo, though.
Yeah, I don't think that that movie has warranted the amount of talking we've been giving it, because I'm like, man, the movie is probably just going to be, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but
that's fine.
We got some really cool other trailers. We got one for Deadpool. Yeah,
that one is... Yeah, like, that's actually... It was really good.
That excited me. I always really like Cable.
Yeah.
Cable's really cool. I like that he's kind of... He's like the perfect mesh of Terminator, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. He's like half the Terminator and half Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
But he's all grumpy uncle.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that about his character.
Yeah, he's the better of the two X-Men time travelers. Because there's him and Bishop, which Bishop is
cool.
Is really cool. But I've always liked Cable a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because, like you said, like, Bishop is cool, but he doesn't have, like, enough that, like, really defines him. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, and I just hadn't read a lot of Bishop. So if you know a good Bishop story, leave it in the comics, because I'd love to read more about him.
Yeah.
But, like...
He was cool.
Him
and Cable.
Yeah, Cable, like, immediately, you just know, like, all right.
This guy's awesome.
This guy's cool. And I think he's absolutely and they, since they're in the comics so much together, obviously, Marvel knows this, but they're the perfect, like, Deadpool and Cable are the perfect two to be in the same movie, because Cable is just having none of Deadpool's crap.
Yeah.
And, like...
I mean, the only other person that would have been perfect is Wolverine, but we've had Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with Wolverine being done.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm on the same page. For some reason, I thought you meant Wolverine and Cable, and I'm like... That'd be awesome, but they're also both kind of like... That would just be like... They don't benefit... But yeah, Cable or Wolverine and Deadpool would be cool. But
Cable and Deadpool.
But we've never seen Cable. And so, like you said, like, we've seen so much Wolverine. Give me some Cable, man. Give me some of his crazy, like, magic psychic eye thing and his metal arm.
Virus. And also Josh Brolin. I love Josh Brolin. Like, he's just good in everything he does. He always... delivers. So, I think there may have been some skepticism, but the second I heard he was cast, I was on board. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think twice about him being Thanos, because whatever.
Yeah,
Thanos is a big pink.
Yeah, he's a big
CGI monster.
He's a big purple Joss Whedon. I mean, like, he looks like a purple Joss Whedon.
He does. Well, yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Is he purple? Is he pink? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the lighting was super weird in the...
Yeah, he kind of looks like a pink Homer Simpson in the Infinity War trailer. But then he also looks like a purple, evil, like, dude in the first time you see him in Avengers, right?
Yeah,
the first Avengers.
And
Yeah,
then, you know, in the first 2 times you see him, or first couple, like pretty much everything until this trailer, you know, he's wearing like this cool like ornate armor.
Yeah, he's like in space armor,
and now he's just walking around in like a sleeveless tee.
Yeah,
like he looks like he's about to go.
It's like Weekend at Thanos's. Like he's in like shorts. And
it almost looks like he's going about to go Tokyo drifting or something with Vin Diesel, you know?
Or the beach.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you seen a full body shot of him? Because I'm pretty sure he's wearing flip flops.
Yeah, so like.
Yeah, he came off his porch and he wants the kids off his porch.
Yeah, we haven't seen much like from the waist down. So if he's wearing shorts and sandals, definitely like Weekend at Bernie's or going to the beach or something. But if he's got like some blue jeans, then he's about to go meet up with Vin Diesel and they're gonna go Tokyo drifting or something. But
the characters are completely separate, and I think the performances will be completely separate-ish. So
yeah, I'm super down.
Oh, and also like so I don't watch 4K trailers frame by frame to catch stuff, but there's a shot in the Deadpool trailer where he's coming out of the back ramp of like a C-130, and there's a whole bunch of other like cool suited up mutants.
Yeah,
and to his left, in 4K resolution, it looks like it's Terry Crews, and I don't know if Terry Crews is in. If it's not him, I'm shocked because it looks like him. But I am down with Terry Crews.
Oh man,
in a Deadpool movie, if that's who it is.
Please and thank you. Yeah.
And I didn't read a whole lot of X-Force or anything, so maybe that's what that is.
Oh, that could be, yeah.
Because there are quite a few people in there. It looks like Negasonic's in there. It looks like Domino.
Yeah.
Terry Crews as Terry Crews.
I'm curious what they do with Domino because I don't know a ton about her, but I know she's a pretty cool character, so I'd like to see more of her.
Yeah. So I'm down like that. I'm good.
I'll buy my ticket right now if they confirm Terry Crews is in that movie.
Yeah.
And
the trailer, lovingly pokes fun at, Justice League, which we all knew would happen because it's a cheap, easy shot, and if anything, Deadpool is cheap, immature jokes, but the movies have been really good.
Yeah, they've managed to stay away from the Deadpool fatigue. Because I'm so tired of Deadpool because he's in literally everything.
I was tired of Deadpool like 10 years ago when someone decided that Deadpool was going to be like the poster child for look how cool and smart he is. No, he's.
I've enjoyed. I will say this: I've enjoyed Deadpool in other mediums. Like I enjoyed him in Marvel vs. Capcom because he had fun like moves where he like beat you with your own health bar and stuff, and it's that's cool. Comics, man, I'm so tired of Deadpool comics. Like they print when I was working at Lone Star Comics, like we would get like I swear like 5 different Deadpool labels a month, and it's like why?
Yeah, he's. I don't know. Deadpool's really good, like in bursts. And these movies have been really good, but I think Ryan Reynolds understands.
He actually understands the character.
He understands the character. I don't think the people who've been writing the character for the past 10 years understand the character very well. They're just like,
it feels like 10 years, but I think it's probably been closer to 6. But it just feels like 10.
Oh yeah, probably.
It does feel like it's been 10 years of Deadpool.
The amount of Deadpool costumes at cons And usually the people dressed as Deadpool, you're like, stay away from them because they're going to start throwing food, or they're going to like pass gas, or they're just going to screech in your ear. Like there are those people, and it's like no. I don't think you understand. Yeah.
There's a distinction that you can usually pick them out.
Yes.
Because there'll be Deadpool fan, and then there'll be like the guy who like clearly like went the extra mile. Like there's 4 dudes dressed as Deadpool together who are dressed as like Leonardo da Vinci and like the namesakes of the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
But then carrying the Ninja Turtles weapons.
Yes.
And I was like, there are like 3 layers to this joke, and that is a lot of effort.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
He's a cool character, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's just I feel like he's
oversaturated.
He's very oversaturated, just like the Joker.
Oh, geez, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got news this week now that DC is doing another unrelated movie to their I lost myself because I'm trying to actually explain this and talk at the same time that they're making movies, but they don't want movies in the DCEU. So now they're doing side movies, and the side movies aren't connected. And now they're doing a Joker origin story with Joaquin Phoenix, which
will be a completely different, like, separate from the DCEU.
Yes, because Jared Leto is still going to be
in, like, the Harley
in Suicide Squad.
Okay, so yeah.
So, I don't think it's a good idea.
It's just going to confuse... Like, listen, there's still people that are confused why the Justice League hasn't shown up in Avengers, because there's people who don't know that DC and Marvel are different. So having two different Joker movies...
It's just too much. And the Joker is, again...
when
the Joker's for DC, that Deadpool is for Marvel, where it's like I don't want him anymore.
When the Joker is done well...
Mm-hmm.
He is fantastic, but he gets shoved in everything and anything.
Like Batman.
And just like Batman. Honestly, like, Batman's my favorite superhero, and I'm getting tired of seeing freaking Batman. Because they literally, like, they're like, oh, we're doing more DC animated movies. And I'm like, dude, sign me up. And then it's like, all right, the next 4 are Batman. And it's like, okay, listen, I'm going to give you Batman Ninja in feudal Japan.
That's cool.
You get that one.
Yeah. The
other ones I'm tired of, unless you do the Pirate Batman, because that comic was rad. But that's it. Then I'm done.
Yeah.
No more Batman.
Well, I think so. There, of course, people are going to hate on it. I think Joaquin Phoenix would be an amazing Joker, and I think that he'd give a Joker a very deep, very
Isn't he like a big method actor?
Yeah.
Because I remember he did like Walk the Line or whatever, and
he's a weird guy, but he's skilled. I mean, he's good. He's good.
It's not a bad thing.
No,
no. I mean,
he's very eccentric.
The last couple Jokers have been kind of method, and they and they've done good job. Love him or hate him, Jared Leto did a good Joker. If it was not a Joker you liked, I get that. It was a good Joker.
I argue that his Joker's definitely not going to sit well with people, but what David Ayer gave him, I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, and I think that he gets the brunt of how the movie was cut. Yeah. Because he was clearly sold a different movie than what got made.
Yeah.
And so I can kind of feel for him on that.
But yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is he's good, and I think he'd give us like a tortured Joker, which we haven't seen. I was talking to another friend, and I just want to put this out there, just in case one of our 10 listeners is somehow affiliated with DC.
Yeah.
I would be 100% okay with this movie if it's done like Pulp Fiction, and it's 3 separate storylines that are unrelated, starring Proto-Joker. Like, you could have like a Jack Napier, you could have a comedian, and you could have another like original storyline, right? And they're all going, all these stories happen, and they all lead to one moment. And then they one movie leads up to one moment, next storyline leads up to its end, next movie leads up next to its end, and then all 3 of those ends open up, and he's in Ace Chemicals.
Oh, sign me up.
That would be super cool. That's not going to happen. I don't think DC would ever do something that cool.
Okay,
but could you imagine that?
Yeah, while we have our fictional DC employee listening, while I have your ear, also, I need you to make a movie starring like maybe a B-list villain or something and his henchmen. And it's entirely from their perspective as they're one by one getting picked off by Batman, Predator style.
Yes.
And we never get a clear shot of Batman. And it's like done like a monster horror movie, but Batman's the monster.
Suicide Squad should have done that.
Suicide Squad should have absolutely.
That would have been awesome.
But so just do that movie too while you're at it.
yeah. Like, could you imagine? You have to get a group of guys and they're bank robbers, and then it's just literally a horror film of them getting picked off, but it's Batman. That would be amazing. So maybe that could be the non-DC EU Batman. Casting, recasting of, I don't know.
Yeah. Is he in or is he out? We don't know. Probably, maybe one of those two.
Yeah, something like that. But Yeah, odd. It's odd.
Yeah.
I will say this though. Another thing I'm kind of excited about, since we're talking about franchises and we're talking about new directions and spin-offs and stuff. Metroid.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4.
Sign me up for that bad boy.
Yes.
Being allegedly developed by Bandai Namco.
Which at first gave me that cold feeling in my tummy.
Yeah. Until you remember, like, oh wait, no, like they've actually worked with Nintendo a bunch and they've put out like a lot of games that it's like, oh yeah, I like that game. You just forget that they were the ones who did it.
Yeah, you hear Bandai Namco and it's like,
wait,
is it
Pac-Man's making
Is it going to be a light gun arcade game?
Yeah, or that, yeah.
Like, what's this? But the article mentioned that some of the people that are working on it were working on what's it
Star
called?
Wars 1313.
13, yeah. That they were working on that. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get kind of a pseudo 13 within Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
For like,
and they were both about bounty hunters, right? That was the Boba Fett game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It looked like Uncharted Star Wars, which that's cool.
Yeah.
And then some of the other programmers and developers had worked on other games.
Yeah, they had worked with the studio specifically, or rather less specifically, had worked with Nintendo on like Smash Brothers and like Mario Kart and stuff. So
yeah, so I think
they've got a history with Nintendo and
they do.
Putting out good products. And Nintendo, that's the thing, is like Nintendo keeps a close eye on their IPs. So when they have a third party or second party developer working on one of their IPs, like they keep close eye on them.
Yeah, and Metroid is probably it is one of my favorite Nintendo. I would say that and Zelda. Those are like the two first party Nintendo franchises that I love the most. I've played through all the Metroids many times to a mind numbing amount, and I'm excited. I mean, if
they put out a Switch compilation of the first three Metroid Primes, I'm definitely picking that up,
Yeah, I have the Wii version, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the better games on the Wii.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely, I want to play through, because like I played through, I think the first one, maybe most of the first one, but then I just, for one reason or another, never got through the other Metroid Primes, and I really want to.
They're good.
They're really good.
I might have to let you borrow that trilogy. Yeah. So yeah, like I'm excited, and I think the Switch is going to offer some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Especially like when you think about how gadget oriented Samus is.
Oh yeah.
So I could see some really cool stuff using the Joy-Cons, using the screen. I mean, I could almost see like a visor mode where you'd have to like pick up the screen and play it in front of your TV or something. Like something weird like that would actually be kind of neat.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that for the portable stuff.
Yeah, they probably would stay away from that because they want to make sure that it could be played portable or docked, but there's still a lot of stuff they can do. And I mean, like, it got a lot of criticism, but like with that Nintendo Labo or whatever, which I don't know if you saw much on that. It's that cardboard thing.
I just saw that it's a cardboard thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Like you basically buy it and it'll come with like a game and then like a cardboard kit that you like build like papercraft style.
Okay.
And it'll be like a device. Basically, you put like there's one. It's like a fishing game, and you build this fishing rod, and you put like one of the Joy-Cons here, and then the other Joy-Con like hooked onto the reel, and like you play it like a fishing game. There's one that builds like a robot or something, and so like.
For all the listeners, when he said you place the Joy-Con here, he motioned towards his hand.
Oh yeah, like the handle, and then the reel,
and then he said in here, and he went further away
to a reel, no, and then I motioned to a real thing. Yeah, so we're doing a podcast,
an audio show,
audio show, But yeah, it's really cool. So they do really creative and interesting things. And even if they don't do anything like a little quote unquote gimmicky, like it'll still just be a solid game. I mean, look at like Zelda and Mario. Like they've clearly displayed their ability to push the conventions of their franchises with this most recent generation. So
yeah. And sell cardboard.
And sell cardboard, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I want to, you know what? If they really want to impress me, they can explain. They can explain why she's without all of her upgrades and armor between each games, but has a new ship.
Yeah.
My theory is, as soon as she finishes her adventure, she goes and sells off all of her armor.
Yeah.
Puts down a down payment on a brand new ship.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that's pretty good. Do we have anything before we want to move on to the last news item? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Venom. I guess we can talk about that for a hot second.
Yeah, we're going to go back to movies.
It's not good. Alright, is that good? Is that good enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not good. It doesn't have Venom in it. So that's...
Tom Hardy is good.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy does a good American accent.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy would be a great Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
It's cool. The trailer lacks as much Venom as the Venom movie will lack Spider-Man, I think.
But then apparently somebody saw...
I don't know.
Tom Holland on set?
Yeah. Casting is perfect because Tom Hardy's almost too good for a comic book movie in terms of his acting chops.
You'll never see it, Batman!
Yeah. But he sold me with his eyebrows.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He acted the ever-loving shit out of the, like...
He acted the heck out of his face being covered, and that wasn't his fault. I mean, he got into that role and did a good job.
For the record, I actually love that movie.
And
I did love his rendition of Bane, even though I was not sold until I actually got in the theaters. But
I'm like literally 50-50 on that movie, where I'm like, nope, I don't like that movie at all. But I think, Tom Hardy, he'll be good, and you see some symbiote on his neck.
Oh, yeah, yes, you do.
And you see some symbiote in a tube.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's a reporter, but he drives motorcycles and cars flip behind it, and I guess he's got a breakup with the character. I don't know. It's weird. It's like he's at the space. So the trailer. Whoa! I'm trying to think about this while talking again.
It's there's so little, but yet there's still a lot.
Yeah. So it seems like, because in the trailer you see a crashed spaceship.
Just keep going.
And the crashed spaceship makes me think, oh, okay, like that's where the symbiote is.
Yeah.
So I guess he might be reporting, or he's looking at the wreckage, and that's how he gets the symbiote. But it looks like an alien ship.
Yeah, I think so. It's an interesting direction, being so direct about it being from space.
Yeah, so it looks like an alien spaceship crashes. He gets the symbiote that way, but it's not like a U.S. spacecraft, so it's not going to be like how it was in the comic.
Yeah.
Spider-Man or Peter Parker's not there to get the suit. So it's like they just wrote that out, and then there's like a corporation that it looks like they have multiple symbiote tubes.
Yeah.
So it looks like maybe they're trying to already jumpstart Carnage.
I can't fathom the direction they're going with this, because it's such a terrible idea.
And I've never been a fan of like gray, good guy, anti-hero.
It's such a hard line to walk, because it's difficult to make them in any way relatable or likable. Like
I like giant hulking behemoth, brain-eating, evil Venom. That's how I like Venom. I don't think we're going to get that.
Yeah, people forget that. It's very convenient of Marvel to bury that. Venom eats brains.
Yeah.
That was a thing he did.
And he's, but
whatever. I don't know. I think we've given that teaser way more spotlight than it deserves.
Yeah, we'll see when that one comes out.
The last order of like a little bit of news is back to gaming news, and that's we got a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was going to say our listeners have probably been like, all right, we've been sitting here for 20 minutes. When are we going to talk Kingdom Hearts? Since that's the title
Yeah.
We're about to talk a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, so first thing, they released the... I'm probably forgetting how to pronounce her name. Hikari? Hikari? Yeah. Anyways, they released her new song for the theme of the show.
Yes.
But our theme of the game, but I have not listened to it.
Me neither.
I'm trying to not, because I was hoping they weren't going to release it before the game. But
Yeah.
Of course they did. But the trailer looks good.
I don't want to hear the song until I pop that game in and I'm 10, 11 years old again.
Yeah, the first one released when I was in 7th grade, I think.
Okay, so yeah, we were like 12.
Yeah.
12. No, that, like, I want that. I want to hear that song when I'm watching the opening cinematic, and it takes me back, and so I'm going to try to stay away from that like the plague.
Yeah. Because her music is always great, and it's always so perfect with the cinematic at the beginning.
Yes.
And it's fantastic. So I'm wanting to that. But the trailer was still good. We saw a couple of worlds that we had only seen glimpses of, or if at all, such as like the Monsters Inc. world.
That was new.
Yeah, that was completely new. I think we had technically seen the Tangled world, but none of the characters. We just saw like some planes, and they're like, by the way, this is Tangled. We actually saw the Tangled world now.
Yeah, because you see
Finn and Tangled. Rapunzel. That's her name.
Yeah, but
Rapunzel
like
Tangled.
briefly, like you see him and you're like, wait, did I just? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's cool.
Which I like Finn. Flynn Rider, I think his name is. It's like his fake name though. I think they imply.
I don't know. We've seen Toy Story, and the Toy Story world looks like you're watching a Toy Story movie, and I was kind of blown away by how good it looked.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. gives us a glimpse into like monster versions of the characters, which are really cool designs.
Yeah.
The Toy Story one also, they have...
Yeah, because they have like almost like a Tinker Toy look to them.
Yeah, and
that was cool.
You know, I'm hoping that I hope they do more of that, because they didn't do enough of it.
No.
I think in the original.
They did it with a handful, but not enough, and I think that was a bit of a mistake, because I think that was really fun when you'd go to like Halloween Town, and you're in Halloween clothes, and you go to underwater, and you're in you're like the fish people and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you go to Lion King and you're the animals and stuff. And that was all really cool. I like that. So I'd like to see more of it. I think it was the Monsters Inc. world. Mm-hmm. Looked really cool when they jump off the cliff or the building or whatever and start skydiving and shooting lasers. I'm like,
and they're like flying through like construction zones. That was really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
It's a lot in a 3-minute trailer. We get to see Marluxia from Chain of Memories.
Yes, presumed dead. Not the case.
Yeah, I forgot that Sora didn't have memories from Chain of Memories.
Yeah, I remember we were watching it, and then and he's like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And Paul's like, "All right, that's it. I'm done with all the memory wipes." And I was like, "No, he hasn't shown up since the time he was memory wiped." And he's like, "Oh yeah." Holy crap, that was the only game he was in.
Yeah.
And it's a Game Boy game. It's so easy to forget.
Yeah. And Marluxia was kind of cool. Until I heard the voice actor laugh, I thought Marluxia was a female, and I was like, man, she's so cool with her scythe and all. And on the Game Boy, and then, you actually hear like, ho, ho, ho. And I was like, never mind. Got me, anime. Yet again.
Yeah.
Yet again.
He was a pretty cool character.
Uh-huh.
I liked that kind of arc with those, because like people forget this about Axel, because he is a cool character.
Yeah.
He spends that like whole game playing both sides, and he just starts like assassinating people.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I see. Half the organization is using this castle to stage a coup. Let's see who is gonna play out right. And then once Sora and Riku start picking off a couple of them, he's like, oh, this is the losing side. I guess I'm gonna start taking people out.
Yeah. Axel is... I always liked Axel. When I first saw him, I didn't, because I'm like, oh, he's that guy that they drew cool to sell action figures and for the audience to freak out about. But then, like, he actually is a really cool character. So he's drawn cool, he has cool weapons, and his storyline's cool. So I've always liked Axel. Well, when I started playing.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, I'm like, whatever. And then I played the game. I go, okay, no, this guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's a lot. He's like Reno and Rude from Seven, like as one dude.
yeah, that's true.
Really cool.
Which I definitely. Bit of a tangent, actually.
It's kind of like all the Turks, actually.
Yeah. Talking about Reno, because he was the red-haired one, right?
Yes.
I mean, really all the Turks, right? Because, like, in the latter half of the game, and then in the movie after, the Final Fantasy VII, they're played up as almost like a little bit of comical, a little bit, like they're not that bad of guys.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Final Fantasy VII, I'm not going to give any specifics, but they commit atrocities in the first half of the game.
Yeah, they do.
Like
they are very bad, and then they're not very bad later on.
And it's like, just sweep that under the rug, and they're the fun Yakuza guys. What was that first word? Fun! No, the one after that. Guys! Yeah. We're just gonna not... Okay, moving on. But yeah, no, Axel, he wasn't in this trailer, but he is back. He was in one of the teasers previously.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I thought was good because, like...
He's not done.
in Kingdom Hearts 2, they're like, he has his death scene, and I'm like, but nothing happened to you. What are you, like, how are you dead? And he's like, oh no, I'm dying, and I'm like, well, that was dumb. And then it's like, he's totally not dead, which it's like, yeah, that actually checks out. That's in his character to be like, oh no.
Boy, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I played it in high school, and my high school reunion is coming up. If that's any indication of how long we've been waiting for 3.
Yeah. Which, yeah, he's a cool character. And then I think they I'm trying to think, like, everything we've seen of Kingdom, like, they've been pretty good about not showing too much.
Yeah.
But we have seen that some of the organization is back. Which we'll see how it's handled. Honestly, every time I've seen like something with Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, that's dumb, that doesn't make any sense. Like, once I play the game, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I actually kind of want to start going back through, because they got like 2 PS4 collections that have every game on them combined.
Yeah.
And I'm tempted to like start kind of going through those because they can be long games, but if you're just doing the story and not doing the extra stuff, they're not that long.
Yeah, I think I beat the original Kingdom Hearts like in under 30 hours, which is like amazing for a JRPG.
Yeah, because like when I first played through both games, not doing the extra stuff, just playing the story, they clocked in at about 18 hours each. And I was not as good at games back then, so like I could presumably probably get them done faster than that.
They're fun.
And
they're fun.
Like it's so interesting. So, like, I'm a big fan of the series in general, and just how it came to be is still fascinating to me. And for those of you who haven't heard the story, and it could be, it could be one of those things that's kind of like a game of telephone where it's changed over the years.
Yeah. But
my understanding of it was before the game came out. What's his name? I think it's Tetsuya Nomura that does Kingdom Hearts. And
sounds right.
Yeah. Anyways, he was working. Basically, he hadn't had his big break yet, and he was wanting to work on a big, like, blockbuster game, and it was when Square Enix or was it Squaresoft when the first one came out? Oh, no. What? Yeah, because Final Fantasy X was still Squaresoft, right? Ooh. Well, anyways, I think Square, whether they be Soft or Enix, was working in the same building, basically, in Tokyo as the Japan branch of Disney. And he heard rumors of this, like, Final Fantasy Disney crossover game. So he just started taking notes and being, like, coming up with all of his ideas. And he cornered 2 executives in an elevator, and he threw this elevator pitch. He's like, listen, I should be the one to get to work on this Final Fantasy Disney crossover, because, and he like threw out all of his ideas and why he'd do such a great job, and they're just basically like, there wasn't one, but you can make it because that sounds rad.
It was Square Enix.
It was Square Enix.
Yeah.
Okay, so it must have been pretty recent, I think. But I could be messing up that timetable quite a bit. But yeah, like that's crazy. And honestly, like the story for being so, it really is a perfect mix of Disney and Final Fantasy in many ways.
Yeah, it's like here's all these Disney characters and they're fun and they all have memory loss.
Yeah, or it'll be like you have this fun adventure.
Yeah,
and then it's talking about like friendship and the power of love, and then it's like it all hits the fan, and like all of a sudden Sora is impaling himself.
Yeah,
and
to unlock his heart.
Yeah, and like he's just dead for about an hour or two.
Yeah,
and you're like, what's going on? And like the games do have that like.
And then when the games end, the main character reaches out for the one he loves, and the Earth splits, and they go their separate ways, like every Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'll give them credit where credit's due. That actually, they have mixed that up because like I thought they were going to go that route with 2 when 2 came around, and 2 it actually does end with everybody reuniting.
It does,
and so that's good. And I think the reason it does so well is they have a good blend of they use the happy characters and all that as a good baseline. Then they don't oversaturate like the darker themes, so you get it juxtaposes well with like the lighter tones for a good story.
And I'm not like I've seen a lot of Disney movies.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to see Disney movies.
Yeah, same here.
Even when I was younger, I was never necessarily like a Disney fan. We weren't like a Disney household.
Right.
I had a younger sister, so I did see a lot of them. That being said, like when I was playing Kingdom Hearts, it was like fight me, I don't care.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm helping Sebastian, and I'm playing a rhythm game. And Ariel it looks cute, and I'm enjoying myself. Fight me.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Even some of the dumb worlds were fun. Like
yeah.
Like the I wasn't super into the Alice in Wonderland, but it was fun. I wasn't super into Tarzan, but that was fun. It was like I'm tree surfing with Tarzan. That's cool.
Yeah. So there's some really it makes you it almost like ramps up your love for Disney. Like it's like, okay, Disney, yeah, that's
take
cool.
it or leave it. Like I like some Disney movies.
Yeah.
Like, give me Hercules and Aladdin.
Yeah,
and
I don't know all the lyrics to be our guest. But in that moment when you're in Hollow Bastion and you see Lumiere and Cogsworth, you're just like, Disney!
Yeah.
Disney!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Disney! Yeah, you're like, I don't even know why I'm so excited, but I'm so excited. This is so cool.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait. There's more. There are more Disney worlds of Disney movies I actually enjoy in 3.
Yeah, and even 2 had more. Because it had Tron, and it had some it had Pirates, and it had like some ones that were like, well, really? We're going there? Pirates I thought was interesting. Because it was like, it looked like a real world.
Yeah.
But they were all cartoony. But then they address it by being like, oh, your magic is super powerful here.
Yes.
Because this is the real world.
Yeah.
So your magic just messed everybody up.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
cool.
oh, yeah, that's cool.
And hearing renditions of, the Pirates theme while you're fighting, that's some cool stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty rad. And then... it does a good job of balancing where it's like you have like the Disney villains, but then you have like the villains created for the game.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where this went well. Because I've been thinking on this for a while. And like licensed games or games with licensed characters and all that crap, they never do well.
That's true.
But this game, by having licensed protagonists and antagonists, but having the focus being on original characters on both ends of the spectrum, it gives the freedom to experiment with those characters and give them more depth where they can be a little more subtle with the other ones.
Yeah.
But then they were still given a lot of freedom because, like, Mickey Mouse is doing some, like, going around doing some, like, Black Ops crap and, like, being kind of shady. So, like, I'm surprised they gave that much freedom with the mouse.
Mickey's kind of like Yoda.
Yeah.
He's a Yoda in a trench coat.
Yeah, that was...
He's pretty cool. But then, of course, you're fighting with Hercules, you're having a good time, and then Sephiroth, drops out of the sky, and you think, oh, well, this game was fun, and I enjoyed myself while it lasted.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, it's great.
Yeah.
I can't sing enough praises. I will say this. They have not confirmed or shown a Star Wars level.
I was thinking that myself.
And I am still 100% down. Star Wars World does not need to be Star Wars World. They don't need to go to a planet. The Star Wars aspect of Kingdom Hearts should, and if one of our listeners works for Square Enix, should be the gummy ship levels.
We have 10 viewers.
Yeah.
And that's it, but by God, I am convinced they all work for major companies.
Yeah, so the GC guy, I hope you're listening.
Yeah.
Our Square Enix guy.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's absolutely right. Like, it'd be interesting if we saw, just in the subspace levels...
Yeah.
It's like there's some TIE fighters and stuff, and you're like, what is this?
But think about it, like, because when you got to build your gummy ship, I think that was one of the coolest things that no one really ever talked about ever again. Because
it was like a Star Fox level.
Yeah. But like I built an X-wing out of gummy ship parts, but do it like you could be Star Wars, and the keyhole could be the exhaust port. Like, could you imagine being Sora doing the Death Star run?
Well, that'd be the coolest thing is like you set it up and like you just start seeing TIE fighters and stuff.
Yeah.
In the subspace, but you don't get to the Death Star for a while, and then you instead of going to Tatooine. Like, you go to Traverse Town or something, and you run into, like, Obi-Wan and Luke.
Yeah.
And then, like, they are talking about that whole thing, and then you do the Death Star level.
Yes.
And then on the second path to the Death Star, that's when you do the trench run.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so cool.
It would be very cool.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
So they need to do that, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I have to have Darth Vader, Donald Duck, and Goofy in the same room.
Yeah.
In an officially licensed Disney product.
Yeah. And Goofy could be a Wookiee.
Like he's got like the bandolier and he's all
Yeah. And then Donald could easily be a
Donald.
What are they called?
What's that?
Jawa.
Jawa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's so like sassy. It would almost work if you had him. Well,
they could be R2 and.
Yeah, I could see that. But like, I think you're right. Like, if you just had him be like him like a Wookiee and him like a Jawa, I think, or an Ewok.
An Ewok, yeah, he could be an Ewok.
Oh man.
Or even just like a BB unit. Or an R2 unit. He doesn't have to be like an
Or just like
astromech.
Star Wars style clothes.
Yeah.
Even with like Luke kind of. Oh man, or like if like Sora just had like his outfit but styled like the Jedi robes.
Oh yeah. Disney bought Star Wars for a reason, and that's so it can be in Kingdom Hearts.
I'm not convinced you're wrong. I'm not convinced you're wrong.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
I mean, Marvel stuff, take it or leave it. I don't really care.
No.
Like, I don't want... I'm not against it, but I don't want it either.
Yeah.
Like if you get to go hang out with the I don't give a shit. But Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. What if... Oh, man, because they already did Tron.
Yes.
And then... I hadn't got to that world yet, or I was on that world when I was playing it. But in the Dream Drop Distance, you go back to Tron, and it's like the Tron Legacy with Korra and all that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's like they explain it as the one you go to is like a copy that Ansem had made of the server. And when you go to the one in Dream Drop Distance, that's the original one that's just been dormant for like 20 years.
That's cool.
So that's how they explain the time difference.
Yeah.
And that's why cool. the other one didn't actually have like Flynn or whatever.
No, it just had Tron.
Yeah. And that's how they explain all that. So now you can have like...
How wild is that? That the movie's title is the secondary character in the movie.
Yeah, no kidding. That is weird the more I think about it.
Yeah.
But they did that and that's cool. What about Wreck-It Ralph?
And that's confirmed, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, you know what? I think I did read that, but they haven't shown it.
They haven't shown it.
And, like, I am so down. Because, like...
Oh, yeah.
Then they could slip in, like... See, yeah, like, probably can't, get as many characters as they got as little cameos. But they could still do little nods from, like, some of their games,
They could do Sonic. Sonic's been cross-platform, so he could pop up. That would be wild.
That would be wild. Maybe they'll surprise us if...
Maybe.
Listen, Square Enix, we know that you're listening. You and DC, and that's it. Don't show us that. Don't show us that. Don't blow the money load. All right, like leave that one. Because Tron, we didn't find out about until like the game was out, right? In the first,
there were hints.
There were hints, but it wasn't like full on confirmed. Or maybe I just didn't catch it because like I wasn't as plugged in.
I'm sure they showed that one.
Because I don't. Maybe I'd have to go back and check.
I remember being surprised, but like. I remember being surprised, but then going, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
Yeah, that's fair. But like they may have announced or not shown it or something. Don't like. You've announced Wreck-It Ralph. Don't show anything. Like if you got any clever stuff, like I think it'd be better if they don't show any. It's like that's like I'm getting so tired of. Especially when you got like...
Solid Snake could show up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they'd want to do that.
No, probably not, honestly.
No one wants to work with Konami anymore.
No, but, they're like lecherous at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, like it would be leprous, not lecherous. I mean, they're that too. I mean...
Terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, if you've got anything clever, man, leave it hidden. Because I'm so tired of like everything being shown off.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting to the point where I don't even watch a trailer if I can avoid it, because
they show it all.
They show the whole thing. Like, just give me something to be surprised about. Like that's why like I hope if Star Wars is in there,
they don't say anything.
They don't say anything about it, and I'm just flying through hyperspace.
And then you hear.
And then, oh man, that'd be so great.
Yeah. And I'm glad we all know exactly what that sound is too.
Yeah, that screech.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool. And just to be able to go through hyperspace, like go through and fight like Star Wars ships and stuff like that in your gummy ship, like it's so cool. And like I'm just 100% down with that. Man, like seeing that trailer got me so nostalgic for like Kingdom Hearts, and it's like you need to stop, Square. All right, I don't have like 100 hours to play through every game. I'm gonna do it anyway, but I don't have that time. That's gonna have to come from somewhere.
Yeah, and like, now we're seeing footage of a game that comes out in 20 years, and it makes it worse. It makes it worse.
Yeah. I mean, they keep saying that it's coming out this year, but I don't believe them.
No, it's probably not.
No.
Coming out.
2018. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's how they get you. They just put 018 and you're like, oh, wow, it's coming out this year. And it's like,
Yeah, it's coming out in 1,000 years from now.
Yeah. But yeah, and they haven't given any news on the Final Fantasy VII Remake, though.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't shown anything on it either.
Yeah, I'm super down with it.
But
I totally forgot that they were doing it until you mentioned it.
Yeah, give it the time. Yeah, the little bit that we saw of it originally was good. It looked like Crisis Core, but with this gen's graphics.
Drop it on the 25th anniversary, which is soonish.
Yeah. And I think that might be what they're doing, because originally they were going to do it episodic, which people absolutely lost it at. I mean, I can understand why.
Yeah.
Because let's look at the episodic games that have typically come out, other than Telltale.
Yeah.
They don't pan out well because, like, the developers just kind of stop.
It's true, yeah.
So I can understand the fear. Me personally, I was fine with it because I could understand the reasons why. And I could respect that. I think that the reason we haven't heard anything about it is they've abandoned the episodic idea, and they're just going to release it a little bit at a time. I mean, not a little bit at a time. The opposite of that, all at once. And the 25th anniversary is
25th anniversary,
or the 20th anniversary is
what is past.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Would have been 2006, 2007.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, whoa, no, 2017, 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
this came out in 97.
Yeah, you're right. So I don't know. Yeah, waiting till the 25th anniversary would be a couple more years. So, like, I don't know. Whenever it's ready, I guess drop it. I don't really care. But, like, you know, give it the time it needs because I want it to be good. That's the first JRPG I ever played, and I loved it. And I think it is one of the better Final Fantasies before they started to go a little bit more downhill.
I'd say that and 4.
Yeah.
Hold up the best.
Yeah, because, like, and look, I love 10. I thought that was a good game.
I really like 10. I'll defend 10. I know some people don't like it, but I like it.
A lot of people don't like 10, and I think partly the reason why people don't like it, because I remember it being well received at the time.
Yeah.
And I think the reason people don't like it now is because it introduced a lot of things that it did well, but other Final Fantasies
did better.
Did worse. What I mean is, like, that they've taken it to, like, it was a little more linear.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, it wasn't too linear. And then later ones are like, well, let's just make it a hallway. You know what I mean? And so it's like, people look at it as the beginning of the fall, but it's like, I feel like it's more like 4, where not as good as 4. Like, not 4. I should specify. I can't just say a number. Resident Evil 4. Yeah. Where it changed things up. Not in a terrible way, but then the sequels took them too far. But, you know, I liked 7 because it was like the beginning of modern Final Fantasy, but before the fall of modern Final Fantasy.
Yeah. 4 is just... 4 to me is... I know some people
That's
argue...
Cecil, right?
Yeah, I know some people argue about, 6, and I've heard great things, and...
I really want to play 6.
6 is good. Like, it's really good. I think 4 is just... 4 to me, if you say Final Fantasy, just feels like... It's like the whole redemption arc. It's got the magic. It's got the moon... What? It's got airships. To me, it's just it's like
it's Final Fantasy.
It's Final Fantasy at its Final Fantasy-ist.
Because like the first game was good, but it was very flawed, and a lot of things about it just simply didn't work. 2, they had kind of figured out how to make it work. 3, they had gotten down everything that they wanted Final Fantasy to be, and I feel like 4 is when they perfected everything that Final Fantasy was supposed to be up to that point.
Yeah, and I think I just liked all the characters.
The characters were really good. I played the remake that was on the DS. I unfortunately didn't finish it because for some reason I broke the cardinal rule of you never rent an RPG.
Oh, yeah, did I ever do that?
I don't know why I did that. I literally... Because I thought, for some reason... I was convinced I could beat it in a week, which I probably could have. But I forgot one thing. School and work. Because I had just started working at that time or whatever. And so, like, between work and school, it just, I couldn't finish it in that time, in the time period I had, so it was unfortunate, but I did love all the characters.
The DS version's great. It's got the voice acting, which is pretty... I thought the voice acting was good. You can tell a game's great when it's serious, and you laugh, you cry, you hate, you love, and they look like precious moments.
I was literally about to say precious moments, like, they really do. And it's still, moving.
They look ridiculous. And you're still caught up in that game. And you hang on every word. It's very good.
Yeah, that is really good. You know, and that's the thing, is good Final Fantasies can pull that off.
Yeah.
You can argue... Like, look. Final Fantasy VII is not a good-looking game. It has its moments. Like, the cutscenes? Battle?
Then.
That's what I mean.
When it came out.
Yeah. But even when it came out, the bulk of the game looked like poo-poo.
I mean...
Because it was so blocky and stuff. Like, you gotta think, like, Final Fantasy VIII only came out a couple years later, and it looked 1,000 times better. Because it was a design choice.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, Final Fantasy has always been kind of, like, chibi and stuff. If it's too drastic of a departure, people won't like it. So that was a design choice, because they could have made it look like 8 did.
Yeah.
And
8 has its like, ooh, I like this. 8 also has the, I don't know where I am on this map and I'm looking at the screen. Oh, that pixels me. Got it. But then 7 also, 7 it was a little easier to navigate and know where you were because you were the Popeye looking dude on the top of the screen.
Yeah.
But the pre-rendered backgrounds almost made it impossible to try to figure out when you're like in the towns. You're like, ooh, what's going on?
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's so hard to talk about Final Fantasy VII because if there wasn't a remake coming out, I'd be like, whatever, open season. But there is a remake coming out, and there's a lot of people who haven't played Final Fantasy VII.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, maybe we'll do an episode where we talk more about Final Fantasy so we can have a spoiler section, but I don't want to do one on this episode.
Remember, people comment if you want...
If you want to hear more about Final Fantasy, I can talk about that for a long time.
Or if you just want one of our podcasts to be specifically on something, and that's all we talk about.
Yeah, because, like...
We can do that, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If it's something that, like, is interesting to us that we have enough to talk about, we'll totally do that. But, like, it had a lot of moments, and it was a very engaging story, but it's almost impossible to talk about without a spoiler section because of that.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I really liked is the villain, because it's something that a lot of games and media in general get wrong, without getting into too specific of a thing, is he is a consistent presence that both harasses you, the player, and the characters.
Yeah.
Like, when he shows up, or anything, you hear his theme, anything, you know, I'm about to get screwed over, I'm going to have a really tough boss fight, things are going to be bad, and he is going to mess something up.
Yeah. Story-wise.
And the games, or in a lot of villains in games, people will be like, oh, this is the best villain in this game ever, and it's like, but they don't have a presence, really, in the game. They don't do anything to you, the player. And that is actually something that Final Fantasy VIII also did, not with the main villain, but with Cypher.
Yeah.
Because they establish him as both, like, an antagonist, like, a clash for the main character.
Yeah.
In the opening cutscene, you see that they don't like each other.
Yeah.
And he consistently messes with both you, the player, and the party, story-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, even at one point, you know, straight up killing one of your summons. That was, like, your... most badass dude, and you're like, oh, this is awesome, and then you fight him and you throw down that summon and he's just like, nah. And so it's like, they did a good job with Cypher and that, but as far as 8 goes, I didn't play as much of that one. My brother played it, but I didn't ever get around to it.
It's divisive.
Yeah, I want to play it for myself so I can formulate my own opinion. You know, but I can, all the arguments for and against it, I'm like, those are all good. I don't know where I land, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, wow. They're kind of got off on a tangent of Final Fantasy.
We did.
But anyways, yeah, I guess...
I would say, just to wrap the episode up...
talk a little retro a minute here.
Yeah, we'll do a little retro stuff. I mean, to me, this section I like because...
I like talking about that old game stuff that we like.
And I guess you could say that us talking about Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts is a little retro.
All right, now listen.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to shut up right now.
Because it's, you know, it's fresh in our memories, but then we have to think, oh, that's 20 years ago. You know?
Yeah.
So building my nerd room, which you'll actually get to see glimpses of it, because that's one of our new, like, spots in our skits.
Yeah.
But I've been building up kind of like this retro room, which is my guest room. And finally kind of got to blow the dust off of my NES and out of the NES carts. And I've been playing Batman, the Sunsoft Batman.
On the NES.
On the NES, which is based off the 89 movie. And boy, oh boy, I love that game. That game.
It's got such a rad soundtrack.
So the soundtrack is... awesome, and I highly recommend anybody listening, like, look up the Sunsoft Batman soundtrack.
Yeah.
The game itself is also insanely fun.
It's almost got a Ninja Gaiden vibe to it.
It's like a Castle Ninja Gaiden thing.
Yeah. I mean, not like... Yeah, like when we say Castlevania, obviously we're talking, like, the NES Castlevania, not, like, Symphony of the Night or anything like that.
Yeah, because it's got, you know, you're doing a lot of the timing and the jumping and stuff, so you're like, oh, this is kind of like Castlevania, but then you've got, like, wall jumping.
Yeah, like triangle jumps and stuff.
And doing those puzzles, it's just, it's enjoyable. I haven't beat it. You know, it's an old NES game, so it kind of takes a lot of memorization. But that's what I've been playing. and we just came back today from a retro shop, and I got a game called Kabuki Quantum Fighters, which title alone is worth
like he said
up.
that, and I was like, listen, if you're not buying that, I'm walking out of here with that.
And that game, as well, is it's very similar to the Batman game, and except you're playing as a Kabuki fighter and you use your hair.
Yeah.
And you're flying around on like computer chips.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember much about it, but I remember seeing a video about it and being like, "That's a crazy game." And
it's crazy.
And then I never heard or saw of it again. And I wasn't even sure it ever came out here. I thought I only heard it in reference to the Famicom, so I was a little surprised.
No, it came out, and it's a HAL Laboratories.
Yeah, which HAL is always pretty good.
Yeah.
That was.
But that's my retro corner.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oof. Well, I just picked up. Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. Everyone sit.
Yeah.
Everyone sit down.
Like, I got it for like $70, which I've never seen it less than $100, and maybe it does go for less occasionally, but
it's an original cart too. It's not a repro.
Yeah, it's not a repro, and it's not. It's an original cartridge and in good condition.
Yeah.
So
really good.
I was shocked, like, and I was like, man, I don't know if I can swing this right now, and I was gonna walk out, and then like she's like, we have a layaway program.
Yeah, so Game Exchange has a layaway program.
Yeah, and so they're like, you put 30% down today, and you just have 8 weeks to pay it off, and I was like, well,
I want our listeners, and I want you to actually like just take a minute now that we're all sitting down, because we've mentioned the price point of this game. Certain retro games have such a value to them.
Yeah.
That they get put on layaway.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say
it's a video game on layaway.
An old video game at that.
An old video, yeah.
Like, it's nuts. And like, I have
closing in on 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and they had Earthbound there for $200.
$200.
Excuse me. I exaggerate. $190.
I thought it was $198.99.
I think it was $190, but after tax it would be.
Slap that tax on there. It's about $200.
It'd be like $208 or something like that,
And it's. I sat there and I thought, boy, oh boy, I am so glad I waited in line for an hour and I got an SNES Classic.
Yeah, same.
Mostly because, Secret of Mana, Super Mario RPG, and Earthbound are all 3 times the cost of the SNES Classic. And it's not playing it on the original cart in the original system, but I'm playing it.
It's pretty close.
On an emulator that's really great with a controller that's the same.
Yeah.
It's close, and I'm okay dropping the cost of half of one of those games to have all 3.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, of course, like, the SNES Classic was, like, announced, like, the lineup for it was announced, like, literally, like, the day after I bought Final Fantasy 3 and Secret of Mana.
Oh, yeah, Final Fantasy 3, so 6.
Yeah.
Is also, wow, yeah.
It's got, it literally has every iconic RPG except for Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
From the and I get why.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably a situation where it's like Square still makes so much money from like selling reproductions of that,
Yeah.
They're probably like, nah, you can have Mario RPG, but that's it.
And
so like whatever. But now I have it, so we can play it. But yeah, I mean honestly, like Game Exchange, man, they always underprice the games from online because I got Chrono Trigger, or not Chrono Trigger. I got Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy each for $40, a little less because they had a coupon for 10% off. So it was like took away the tax and then a little bit off the sticker price. And it's pretty good.
Kabuki Quantum Fighters was like $8, so.
Yeah. And I feel like you got something way better than $8.
It's an experience.
Yeah, so sign me up for that. And I cannot wait to play Chrono Trigger. So I'll find out next paycheck. Oh, that is.
Mm-hmm.
maybe next paycheck or maybe next podcast I'll be telling you guys about how great that game is. We'll see. But yeah,
I think that about does it for today.
yeah, I think so. I think that'll pretty much do it. And I don't want to make any promises, but either this week, possibly this week, almost certainly next week, the next Super Comedy Bros will be up.
Yep. And of course, you'll also get an 8-bit skit this week as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that should be good. Thank you all for listening, and make sure to click that little bell if you want to be notified every time one of our videos goes up, and
comment.
Yeah, and let us know what you
Please
think.
let us know.
We want to open a discussion with these, so let us know what you think about something.
Yeah.
If you if you have any opinions, or
if us talking about Kingdom Hearts for half an hour was not enough Kingdom Hearts, and you want a full hour, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Because listen,
we can talk about juggling mushrooms.
Yeah, listen, I got so much to say about Kingdom Hearts, you don't even know. Yeah. But all right, we'll see y'all next week. Have a good one.